All right, guys, it's a couple days after the rain. It's still a little bit wet. It's possibly a little bit muddy. Definitely a whole lot cold, but we're running out of window of opportunities to get this done. So let's see if we can make it happen. Like I said before, it is cold, but look at that, man. It's also absolutely beautiful. So we got yesterday was an okay day for drying. We got 2 days of some decent weather, today and tomorrow, and then they're calling for a whole nother round of rain, if I can talk this morning. So the plan is Jerry will be here in a little bit. We got the dam, set the laser up for what we did in the dark the other night. The majority of what we did is within about 4 inches, and right over there at the very end, there's just a little bit of a dip that goes down to about 1 foot. So I think what Jerry and I are going to do today is focus on getting the dam up, get it to elevation, get it shaped, get the backside done. In the midst of all that, we need to come in here and we need to get the bottom of this hole done, get our mud pile dealt with, get our hump of bad dirt dealt with, and then basically at that point, if we can get those two things done in the next 2 days, it really don't matter how much rain we get from here on out. The thing can fill up and we can still finish around the edges and do all that stuff. So the critical part the next 2 days is basically get this thing weather tight and ready for water. Is going to be the ultimate goal. So let's go over here and see if the equipment will fire up. Jerry will be here in a little bit. Probably going to run the J for just a little bit this morning, getting that dam pushed up. And then from there it's going to be the B and the D4. That J, it's just still too soft up here. Working around these edges and working on the back side of that dam to run the J much, unfortunately. I may need to look into getting some wider track pads or something for it to hold her up a little bit better. The B just does a much better job. It's just a little bit lighter and the pads are 2 inches wider on it, and it makes a huge difference in this particular ground. So let's see if these jewels will kick off this morning, see how cold natured they're going to be. Well, we are not off to a good start. That one is deader than a doornail. You'll see if the B will start. Maybe we'll use it to jump this one. Whew. See what happens. All right, I didn't like it. The old B did start. Went ahead and fired up the D4. She actually kicked off pretty easy. I guess I'm going to bring the B around here, see if we can get the J jump, get it warmed up and get it going. It is cold. Getting ready to jump this thing, and I noticed the back battery cable back here was off. It's off because the lead around there broke, so I kind of got it rigged up a little bit. Let's see if that'll allow it to start. Hopefully it'll get us through the day, and we'll have to get that fixed sooner rather than later. pre-morning meeting here, trying to kind of get a plan of what's going on. And surprise, surprise, he wanted the 850B. So I'm not gonna complain with a little bit of heat this morning. It's pretty cold. So let me show you what's gonna happen here this morning. This section right here is some of our better dirt. It's really good dirt, so we're gonna carry some of this down. You guys, I don't know if it shows up, but there's a little bit of a swoop in the dam, pretty good right here. Then it kind of starts tapering off, and we need just a touch of dirt on the backside. I'm going to push dirt down to the dam, get it up on top, and at that point Jerry's going to push it across the dam left or right with a big one. We're going to get it close within an inch or two, and then at some point I'll park this thing, hop on the D4G, and we'll kind of run the grade up there. So let's start pushing some dirt. That brush pile is driving Jerry absolutely crazy, so I think he's going to move it first thing this morning. But let's do this. Let's get this done. comments and questions and concerns I get, like, it seems like 1,000 times a video. I always know I talk about how this J pushes compared to this B. First off and foremost, I am not complaining about the way this dozer pushes. I'm trying to explain to you so you guys understand, especially you guys that don't operate equipment all the time, that a bulldozer is not a bulldozer, and every bulldozer has different tendencies and behaves a little bit different. If you spend hours and hours and hours on a dozer, like Jerry and I, you pick up on different things you like and you don't like. I don't know what they got going on with that B machine, but the balance and the setup of that machine is one of the best I've ever ran. It pushes very nice, it grades very nice for a big dozer. It's just got a really good feel to it. One of the things I always talk about, come on Dirk, come on play, hold on, going up, there we go. One of the things I always talk about is how much straighter that dozer will push. And I'm going to try to explain that to you the best I can. Everybody wants me to check pump pressures and pump drives, but that has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with it. Both tracks on this dozer are pushing forward just like they're supposed to. What happens is you dig a corner of the blade in, and this dozer wants to kind of walk around where that one will kind of keep pushing through it and going straight. And it does have something to do with the way the blades are mounted. I think the way the blade is mounted makes that dozer easier to carry grade. I don't know how much it actually affects how straight it pushes. Some of you guys have talked about the adjusting the angle of the cutting edge on the blade. That's a very, very real thing that could change the characteristics of what it does. Both of these dozers, I have checked them with an angle finder. They're pretty close. They're within a half a degree of each other. You want to adjust that. That's what that turnbuckle's for over here. You lengthen or shorten that. If you lengthen it, it lessens your edge of attack. If you shorten it, it greatens your angle of attack. If your angle is greater, it'll be more aggressive. It'll dig faster. If it's less, it'll grade better. It'll kind of carry dirt. So you kind of got to find the happy medium between the two. So yes, that can make a difference on the two. A lot of people commented, there's nothing wrong with the dozer, it's all about the operator. Well, one of the reasons why I'm running this dozer, Jerry's running the other dozer, is because the way this one operates versus that one. And if you guys want to argue with Jerry that he don't know what he's talking about, have at it. I'm not going to do it. He's got the exact same thoughts on this dozer as what I do. This dozer is amazing for hauling dirt, pushing large quantity of dirt. It'll do it faster than the other dozer, whatever it comes to. The feel of the dozer, how it pushes, how it handles, that one's got it beat. Now, why do I think it does what it does? I think it comes down to horsepower. That's right. Horsepower and traction. That dozer over there don't have near as much horsepower. It's got a little bit wider tracks on it, and it's got better traction. So I think what we might do to try to remedy some of the issues on this dozer, I've talked to Todd at Trucker Track. I've also talked to Planet CNC Equipment. This machine's got 24-inch pads on it. The grousers are probably about 80%. What happens there, if you dig that corner of the blade in, it immediately spins the dozer out. Once it spins the dozer out, it wants to start walking sideways. That dozer over there, mostly because it's old school and it don't react near as quick, as whenever you dig that corner of the blade in, it's almost a delayed reaction before the track starts spinning, so it gives you time to make the adjustments you need to with the blade in the machine before it starts spinning and kicking you sideways. Like right now, I'm going really slow and I'm really watching my traction. I can get this dozer to push halfway straight. If I try to let off the throttle and just go for it, now we're fighting to say going straight. With a dozer, you can't push while you're turning. You got to push in a straight line. Both tracks got to be going forward at all times. And whenever you're fighting, trying to keep this dozer going straight, you got one track not pushing because you're trying to turn, so you lose some efficiency. So, I think what we might do is put a brand new set of 30-inch grousers on this, or 30-inch track pads. That should help with the flotation on a job like this. Should help with some traction. Oh, that's that wrong. Should help with some traction on getting this thing to maybe push a little straighter, push a little easier, and see what happens. So I appreciate all your guys' comments and all your guys' input. Keep in mind, Jerry's no rookie, and a lot of what you guys have commented we've already covered. It's not as simple. It's not as simple as what it sounds. Now, the other thing people comment all the time is, oh my God, you need to rebuild the engine in the 850B. You guys are back crap crazy. Let me tell you, that dozer up there, it's got 12,000 hours on it, original engine, uses half as much fuel as this dozer. It's got 400 hours on it, without 400 hours between now and the last oil change. All right, hold on a second, I'll be back to you guys in a second. All right, sorry about that. You guys want to know why I wear earbuds all the time? It's not because I listen to music, it's because my phone rings non-stop, and it's hard to film when the phone's ringing. So anyways, back to the 850B. It's got 12,000 hours on it, original engine. It's had all the services it's supposed to have. It's had the rack rent on it. It's had everything done. That engine is 30 years old, almost 32 years old. It was built in 1990. It's a mechanical injected engine. They're not meant to run near as clean as what an electronic fuel injection engine would. It's got 400 hours on it since the last oil change. It goes to the shop after this for a complete service. We have not added any oil to it. It don't use any oil. What it comes down to is, one, it just don't burn as clean, but for some reason in real life, if there's like a backstop, a tree, trees or something behind it, I don't know how to explain this. It don't really smoke that bad in real life. For some reason, it just looks like it on camera. I don't know what the deal is, but I can promise you one thing, I am not gonna fix something that's not broke. That girl over there, it runs like an absolute sewing machine. As long as it keeps going, we're gonna keep going. Hopefully this is gonna be the main dozer. That one's gonna kind of be the backup rig a little bit. Don't come off the blade there, come on, there you go. But I got this philosophy, if it's not broke, why fix it? I don't, you guys are telling me I need to rebuild the engine, put some injector pumps on it, put injectors in it, sell it. That thing is paid for out here making money left and right. I'm not gonna do anything with it but praise it. It's a good old dozer. Anyways, hopefully that clears up a few things. And I'm hoping, I don't know if it's gonna work out or not, I'm hoping to get some new shoes on this thing before spring, before we get going for Farmer Chris. But like right now, I don't know what it looks like on camera. Let me see if I can see. It's hard to tell. A lot of it has to do with the angle of the sun on that dozer. If you guys go back and watch the videos, if I'm on the same side as the dozer as the sun, you don't hardly see it smoke at all. If I'm on the other side looking back, you see it quite a bit, and it's not smoke, it's some, I don't know, it shows up on a GoPro for some stinking reason. But anyways, hopefully we'll get some new shoes on this thing before spring, and see if it makes it push a little better. But all in all, guys, I'm still extremely happy with this machine. It's a nice, it's not a replacement for the 850B like I kind of thought it was going to be, but it's a really nice complement to it. The two work awesome. I mean, awesome side by side. I'd rather have this J and that B working side by side, the two J's working side by side, to be honest with you. And still let me know if you guys want me to do the video on why I size my equipment the way I do. I think that's a big misconception. Bigger is always better in the industry, and it gets a lot of people in trouble. So I can elaborate on that at some point if you want me to. So anyways, we're gonna push dirt here for a little while. Jerry's making some progress over there. I'm trying to do what I can here where I'm at. I just got one runway where I get up to the dam, because if I get left or right, I see China. So I don't want to do that. So anyways, push it there. That's all right. been pushing here for about an hour, hour and a half or so. Got it pretty much up. It takes, I don't know, it takes the damn 4 inches, but it takes a lot of dirt to make sure that back clutch stays right. Jerry's pretty much across to about right there. He actually started pushing coming back. I'm gonna go ahead and get the laser set up. Confirm we're pretty close. I may even switch noses to get on the D4 and start kind of leveling everything out. So hang on. Looking at the dam across here, Jerry's got it pretty close. Just got a few little small whoop-de-doos and a few ruts that need to be filled in. So I'm gonna go fire up the old D4. I got me a new little attachment we're gonna maybe try out and see how it works. The plan would be to get the top of the dam buzzed in here first, and then we'll kind of start working our way off either side. So we're getting there. All right, guys, here's the plan. I got the laser set up over there. I actually bought me a different magnetic indicator. These things are great for, hold on a second. Turn that sound off. So these things are great for certain things. This is one of them. We're just trying to get it close across here. We'll fine tune it a little bit later with topsoil. The septics and stuff like that need to be really, this cat's been now, they're a little bit hit and miss. I had a Lays Mark one before, and the light system on it, I didn't care for the light system on it. It was a little hard to comprehend while you're working quick, so I went with the Topcon one. I love my Topcon laser. I'm not sponsored by them, I'm not affiliated with them. So I really like my Topcon laser, so I went with the Topcon LSB10. We're gonna try it out today and see how she works. So the ultimate goal, if you guys see this light system, if this light's flashing, I'm too low. That light's flashing, I'm just right. If this light's flashing, I'm too high. It does have an indicator here if you want it to be a little more precise. I am gonna turn the sound on. That way you don't always have to be looking at it, you can listen too. So let's run a little bit here and see what it does. working pretty good. I definitely like it better than my other one. We got one spot right here where it's a little bit low. Jerry's gonna drop me a few loads. By golly, I think we'll have her on great. So close. That thing worked pretty good. I do like that one better than the other one I had. We're gonna put it up here for safekeeping. Basically, we got the top of that dam buzzed off. I would comfortably say it's within an inch. We got 3 or 4 inches of topsoil to put on it yet, so we can definitely fine tune it that last little bit. Keep in mind with that system, it's up to you as an operator to keep that blade level, and you can usually get pretty close by doing what we're doing here. It definitely works good in that situation. Jerry's gonna start in on trying to get the inside of the dam cleaned up a little bit. I'm gonna hop on the D4 again and try to get this backside prepped for topsoil. I'll set you guys up over here and let you watch. Backside of the dam is starting to clean up pretty nice. Jerry's trying to get as much of it as he can, just kind of push across there so I can finish it with the small dozer. Need to get a little bit of dirt pulled up away from the silt fence here for him. We're just going to take some. Hopefully you guys can see. I know my window's dirty, and I am sorry about that, but we got more important things to do than clean a window right now, unfortunately, because the sun is starting to go down. We are running out of daylight. All the above. So I'm going to toss a little bit of dirt up here out of the way where I can get down there, and I'll pull out and back away from the silt fence for Jerry a little bit. Give you kind of a view from the backside. So our stockpile is right here. Jerry's pushing it across. If you guys remember, that was that real nasty wet spot, so we're trying to stay above it. We're probably about 20 feet from tying in there, so I'm gonna hop on the small dozer, trying to kind of get a little bit up on top, and we'll kind of start running this in, get that bigger dozer off there. It's just still spongy. That topsoil is so wet. Thank goodness we tracked it in, because it is drier down in the pile. I couldn't imagine if we didn't, but between this being wet to start with and that not being the driest, we're just kind of doing what we can to make it work out here. But this is all going to transition in. It's going to transition in just absolutely awesome. So I'm going to let Jerry get a little bit more across. I'm going to go back to doing my thing, and I'll catch up with you guys here in a little bit. backside of the dam all ran in with topsoil. It actually turned out really good. There's just one spot right out there where it's always been wet. It's still wet. I'm going to walk down here with the excavator a little bit and try to kind of smooth it up. But normally we would take the skid steer on this and power rake it. This time of year, everything's so wet. We're just trying to get it to stay put until spring. We'll probably be back in here in the spring and then we'll kind of polish everything up. But Jerry's getting the last little bit up here. We're going to get that cleaned up and then turn our attention to the inside. All right, we're closing in on the end of the day. Our goal for today was to get the backside of the dam, get the dam up to elevation, get the backside of the dam roughed in. We've got that accomplished. Jerry's got this little bit of, I don't know what it was. It's concrete blocks and random stuff. We're gonna go ahead and get it tucked away down here in this corner. I don't know if you guys can see me, the sun's right behind me. Get it tucked away in the corner. Jerry's already got it tracked in. We purposely stole excessive amount of dirt right here this morning for the dam. So we got a place to put all that mud. Jerry thought he could get in behind it. We got it sitting on solid ground. Jerry thought he could get in behind it and push it up here. But the pile is just too big and it's too soft around it. So I'm gonna go hop in the track hoe real quick, kind of relay it back, or hopefully he can get it with the dozer and do his thing. Then tomorrow, we got one more good day of weather. That should allow us to come in here tomorrow and shape up this whole inside area here and get it ready to accept water. And then from there, we'll just have to do whatever the weather allows us to do. But even if this thing fills up with water before we get back here, absolute worst case scenario, we'll still be able to do what we need to do as far as around the edges and getting everything dressed up and everything. So hopefully one more good day tomorrow with some good weather and no major issues. We'll be in good shape. But backside over here, it needs to be finished, polished off, but it roughed in very, very, very nice. All right, let's hop on the old valve over here and go throw some mud around. Where I'm sitting this stuff out is basically solid rock. It slides along that rock pretty easy, so I'm just dumping it out there, and Jerry's kind of pushing it up in that hole. If we have more than a fit in the hole, we'll probably actually push it up out of the pond and try to get it to dry out and use it for fill. Like I said before, this pond, we knew this pond wasn't going to be very deep because we had a shallow rock here, but it does cover about 2 acres. I'd say average depth on this one's probably going to be about 8 feet. The deepest part is probably over here to my right. It's about 12 feet. And where I'm sitting at's probably in the neighborhood of about 10 feet. So North Carolina, where Chris is at, this would be considered a deep pond. Around here where we're at, this is not very deep. Most of them are 12 to 16 feet, but it maintains the depth for a long, big area. Jerry said it's working good, so we're gonna keep on going. All right, Jerry told me to get the heck out of the way. He's got it from there. But you guys can see the pile's pretty much gone. Kind of got it smeared around over here. Hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, it'll dry out enough we can kind of do something with it with a D4. If not, we'll take the track hoe and kind of smooth it out, make it look nice. Best place for it. So I'm gonna get up out of the hole here. Well, I got the laser set up. We may set some flags up here kind of showing where the grade's gonna be, so tomorrow we'll have that done the whole day and come back and do it all over again tomorrow. I am sliding down this hill. Come on, track hoe. Looks a lot bigger than that pile of mud out in the middle. Check that beauty out. I don't think Jerry's real happy about playing in the mud, but you know the old saying, somebody's got to do it. So all right, we got the laser set up to water level now, which is 2 foot different than the top of the dam. Let's see where we're at here. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go around and stick some flags around here right at the water level. Find my we go to finish this tomorrow, we'll kind of know where we're at. But there it is, guys. I got my flags up and in and around there, so we kind of got a reference of where we need to cut to tomorrow. It's definitely a little bit shallow up in there. It's 4 or 5 feet, and it comes down to about 7 or 8 feet. And right there in that corner, it's about 10 feet deep. But that's about all we're gonna get out of it. We got a little bit of mud smeared around down here in the bottom, but I'm hoping we get that mud smeared off. It keeps us about a foot above the rock. And I do not want to dig down and expose that rock. It may give it a chance to leak out the bottom. So kind of is what it is. It's still gonna make a very, very, very nice water hole. So we just got to get all of our loose edges here cleaned up and make her look presentable, and we'll be in pretty good shape. So well, guys, that's going to be it for today. We got done what we wanted to. We got the backside of the dam pretty much roughed in, got a little bit of a head start on the inside. Be back tomorrow to do it all over again. So if you like the video, if you don't care to give her a big old thumbs up, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on what happens tomorrow, consider subscribing. Either way, hopefully we'll catch you on the next one.